Welcome back to the ProSource Podcast. I am sitting here today with Greg Payne from Engineered Floors. I believe the correct title is Director of the Buying Groups, correct?
I think it's Senior Director. No,
Senior Director of the
Don't
Buying
use
Groups.
that. Don't use that.
You got to
It's
update
really
your
a reflection of
LinkedIn.
my age.
You got to update your LinkedIn because I was going off of that. But thank you so much for joining me today, Greg. This is your third time, I think. Third or fourth time. I'm starting to lose track.
There. That's right. Yeah.
But it's always a pleasure having you on to talk about not just engineered floors, but the industry as a whole. You are like a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this industry. I know you've been with various different companies. You started with Shaw.
Yeah, that's correct.
We've talked about this before on the podcast, but if you don't mind just sharing a little bit of background on who you are, and how you are now with Engineered Floors, just for anyone that may have missed those previous episodes.
Not a problem. So I was with Shaw for 30 years. I guess, you kind of started with Mr. Shaw, and I'm now back with Mr. Shaw. And in between Shaw and Engineered Floors, I actually worked for Beaulieu, Canada. And I was the only person in the U.S. So it was just me, which was a very interesting opportunity, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Challenging, and sometimes rewarding, right? When you're the only person, you got to pat yourself on the back a few times and complain about you several times. Keep that motivation going, right?
Yeah.
And so, literally, October, the 1st of October, it will be 2 years that I've been at Engineered Floors.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
That is super exciting. And I'm taking that you're loving it because you're still here with us.
It's awesome. We just have a lot of fun. It's very different than being in corporations. We're an entrepreneurial company.
Gotcha.
So there is a lot more spontaneous and instantaneous decisions.
Yeah.
Rightly or wrongly, we make, I guess, a decision, and then we fail quickly, right? We don't keep it going, but it makes for a great dynamic. It makes things exciting. You're not waiting around for all of these people to cast a vote or to have multiple meetings. Things take place pretty quick.
Absolutely.
So that's exciting.
No, it does sound like it's a little bit different than maybe what you were used to before
Oh,
going
big
into.
one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for the better, it just makes things a little bit interesting.
It does. It keeps you on your toes.
No, exactly. And would you be able to, we've talked about this so many times, but anyone that isn't aware, could you share a little bit about Engineered Floors' mission and what Engineered Floors offers to trade pros?
Sure. One of the cool things is when we have people back here and we take them on tours. And just so happened I had a group yesterday. It's one of these trips that if you come down to Dalton, you want to go see a mill, and let's start on the carpet side of things. It could take you 3 or 4 days if you want to see every segment of the operation.
Wow.
Okay. Because they're huge, right? They're
Yeah.
massive plants, but they're spread out all over North Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, et cetera, right? So it really gives you a different perspective because the industry up until Mr. Shaw built Engineered Floors was an industry that had grown through acquisition. And of course, acquisition is not, oh, the guy next door, he's right across the hall. It's somewhere else, right? That you're acquiring some assets that will help you grow your share, a need for your manufacturing process, et cetera. And it just so happens that logistically, they're never right next to you. So as the companies grew during that time frame, it really spread out. And I'll give you a neat statistic here. So, in order to produce a unit of manufacturing, and we won't get into what a unit is, but a unit of manufacturing, which is the same for any of the companies in carpeting, takes the industry 250 miles to complete a unit of manufacturing.
Wow.
2.5 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
big difference.
Yes, absolutely. I love the little nugget of, like, a fun fact that you're presenting to us. I feel like every time I talk to you, I do learn something new. So, this might be the 3rd time you're on, but I feel like we're constantly, chasing
Well,
after
good.
some new things.
I love that.
So you just brought up Bob Shaw, and I know Engineered Floors was founded in 2009,
Correct.
so it's been
Mhm.
around for a while. What do you think inspired Bob Shaw to launch a completely new company at that point in his career?
Well, I'll share a little insight from the Shaw perspective because I was with Shaw at the time. No one thought he would keep interest in this, right? He had sold Shaw Industries. He could have a wonderful life at that point, and
Yeah.
and most of the competitors felt like he would get bored with this and would leave the industry. Now, Dalton being a small town, I can't attest to this, but I'm speculating a little bit here that the word kind of got around because I'm not kidding. After we had this meeting, probably 2 to 3 weeks later, there's an article in the Atlanta Journal Constitution where they're interviewing Mr. Shaw. And they asked him specifically, why are you doing this? Right. At that time, he was, I believe 77, he's
Oh,
94
wow.
now, and, he's here. He comes every day, 8:30 till about 4:30 and,
Aw.
drives to work, and is sharp as a tack, okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, this article, the, interviewer for the, Constitution, said, why are you doing this? And he said, well, two reasons. And I think there was a third, kind of an unspoken reason, and I'll let everybody speculate on that one. But the two reasons that were quoted one, he wanted to, he said, I owe jobs to the people back here in Northwest Georgia. Remember what I said earlier about how companies started spreading out and
Yeah.
people here in Northwest Georgia built me. I owe them jobs, I owe them careers, and this is where I want to build a new company. And then the second reason, which, you heard this at the time, you didn't think anything about it. Now that I work for them, you think, well, he's pretty legit on this.
Yeah.
To build it for his grandsons. That's
Oh,
Will,
yeah.
yeah.
That is cool.
So, yeah, it was pretty neat, and, to see Will and Joe evolving into, the positions that they have and, what the future holds for them is incredibly exciting, and, they're great fun guys, they're bright, they certainly have an incredible mentor, behind them, that's, very insightful and, is willing to make investments or investments need to be made.
Absolutely. They have big shoes to fill.
Yes, they do.
No pressure or anything, right?
No, no, no.
So I know a big theme with engineered floors is innovation, and we've talked
Right.
about this a handful of times. But for example, pure color solution dyed fiber. How did that
Mhm.
breakthrough set engineered floors apart from the beginning?
Yeah, so when he first started building this new plant and by the way, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, the Sam plant, which, by the way, is named after, Clay's hunting dog, Sam.
Oh,
Everybody
wow.
goes, "What does that stand for?" Nothing, it's a dog, right? It's a hunting dog, and so, it's 80 acres,
Wow.
2.6 million square feet under one roof.
Wow.
And it literally, begins from, that pellet, that is extruded into fiber with color added. So when Mr. Shaw started this in 2009, it was, uh, maybe 2 to 3 steps ahead of everything the industry was doing, okay?
Gotcha.
And one of the coolest things, and I think this to me is very important. Hopefully, it's for most of the younger people. Some of the older people might not care, but we use 87% less water.
That is cool. I think
It's
everyone would agree that's pretty cool.
it is, and so that was an innovation in itself, right?
Yeah.
Because so much water was used in manufacturing carpeting. And because of this plant being four walled on 80 acres, it was 38% less energy used. because remember, we're not moving things around.
Yep.
Oh, we've tufted this product, or we got this product twisted. Now we need to take it to tufting. We've got this product heat set. We got to take it to twisting. It's all there. And
Yeah.
I can tell you the impression of a lot of the people that was on the tour with us yesterday, they were really shocked
Oh,
at
I'm
just
sure.
and how much carpet is in there. And this is another interesting fact. We're 99.6% in stock. Yeah,
Yeah. You just
eh,
keep bringing all the fun facts out.
it's fun fact. Fun fact Friday.
No, it's true. It is. No, no, this is awesome. I love that you just have them too, like up here. Like I said, there's like a wealth of knowledge up here.
Oh, all the knowledge. Right? So it's just because I've been
Yeah.
around so long.
But
Nothing
no,
else, right?
that is really cool. Do you feel like there were points in Bob Shaw's career and maybe even within just engineered floors that it's like, how do we keep getting better and better? Like, because it's
Hey,
that what you said
without
that was
question.
two or three steps ahead. It's like, how do you beat that when you're like constantly trying to innovate? But
Right. Well, and that was absolutely a fact of life when I was at Shaw, when Mr.
yeah,
Shaw was running Shaw Industries. It was always, we're going to do something better, we're going to do something more efficient, and we're going to make a better product for the consumer. We're going to do it a better way. We're going to find a better way. And the running joke was we always had a bus down at Georgia Tech loading up engineers. Every graduating class, we're loading up on a bus and bringing them up to North Georgia, which is sort of true, but not but kind of a funny. Um, oh, this is also an interesting thing. Something I should probably bring up since we're talking about some of the um, help to the environment. Since I grew up here and
hmm.
still here in the North Georgia area, we have 42% less greenhouse emissions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so when you talk about innovation, there's innovation in the speed of manufacturing and the technology of manufacturing, but there's also innovation in what we're doing creatively to help the environment, right?
No, it's
So
yeah,
there's different innovation that you can look at. And so I think there's a lot of power in what we're doing as far as driving the industry. I can tell you, we control about 50% of the capacity of solution dyed polyester. And I know our competitors are trying to add more and more capacity in that category, moving to it. And, there's going to be a point where, I truly believe, we'll end up with just one fiber and carpet moving forward. And because it's built better than ever, it performs better than ever. It's basically, it can't be stained. We can use
yeah,
Clorox bleach to clean the product now. I mean, there's just a lot of innovation, from when I started, when polyester was not exactly the best thing to say, to
yeah,
today, where you're creating a superior product. And it's less expensive than nylon and performs better than nylon. So
yeah.
you've got that lead fiber and bypass it. As a matter of fact, it's kind of interesting. My guess is you're probably wearing a polyester.
Yeah, it's like fake silk, I think, something. I'm not
I
exactly
guarantee
sure to be honest.
I would almost bet you it's polyester. The
Probably.
wear here is polyester.
Yeah.
There's a couple things. One, how it wicks water. How I'm always creating stains. I can clean my shirt really easily.
Yeah.
Right. I spill a lot over lunch. It seems
Hey,
like so.
same. I'm the same way. I can relate to you on that.
So those are things to me that, when you look at the fiber process on the carpeting side, are the innovations, are the next steps for the industry. And you can see the industry is kind of chasing us back to that point, right? Of where they're trying to catch what we're doing
Yeah.
and create products that mirror the technology that we have.
No, that because I feel like it's gonna come to a point where it's everyone is just it's a no-brainer to pick that. And
Right.
so what so then every other material is going to fall short, and then what's the point of making or even putting out those materials if nobody's buying them, right? And as they
It's
become
hard.
it becomes more accessible too,
Mhm.
it's why would you not pick that when you're looking into a different, material to put into your home, to invest into your home?
Right, and you might remember, we have Rottweilers, right? And,
Yes.
have dogs, living in our house.
Yeah.
And, we're very happy to have, our, engineered floors, Twist X products, which are loop products, which always surprise people when we have 100-pound plus dogs,
Yeah.
that, run all around. They have free rein to everything, and, we've never had an issue with it, from, snagging, etcetera, because part of it when you're doing 3-ply, uh, most carpet is 2-ply, right? So this
Mhm.
is a 3. I feel
Okay.
like, we're, spinal tap. We also go up to 5, 5-ply. All of that requires more bundle strength, meaning there's more latex, and latex gives you a superior tough bind, and that's why, it performs well, with pets. Just a lot of innovation that maybe, is unseen and unpromoted by us.
Yeah.
But we have conversation happening like that, all the time, really all
No,
the time.
I think it's cool to let our listeners who are mostly trade pro members of ours, um, to know about the behind the scenes, what's happening with engineered floors, because I feel like it's most of the time, okay, here's the product in the showroom. This is what it looks like. This is the material. You have this warranty maybe on it, but knowing exactly what goes into it might help them feel more trustworthy into getting the actual product because they know all of the layers that goes into it.
Well, and like I said, if you ever came on a tour, it's really eye-opening, and,
No, yeah.
it's a wow factor, which is kinda cool. Now, putting carpet aside, which really
Yes.
us who we are, and getting into hard surface. We also did a tour yesterday of our digital luxury vinyl plant, which is the only one currently in the world. Certainly here in the United States, other people are starting to move into digital processing, but it is incredible. And we've added a second shift, and I found out yesterday potentially a third shift.
Ooh.
Uh, yeah, so we're seeing, um, you know, and I think Molly, part of it is, top of mind right now is being made in the US. More
Mhm.
people
Oh, yeah.
thinking about, products being made in the US, and
Absolutely.
since the majority of hard surface, in the luxury vinyl category is imported, we're catching a lot of wind in our sails right now. And, with our digital process, there's a couple of very unique things. One, up until we put pad on our product, because we have no wear layer, no paper, no film, we can actually regrind it and make it back into core and then make it back
Oh,
in. Okay.
that's cool.
The cool thing is everything that goes into our product, I think it's 99.7% is right here in the US. There's a little bit of ink that we have to buy, I think, from Europe, just a tad.
Yeah.
There's colors that, we can't quite get to. 99, say 99%, it comes right out of here within several hours of the plant. Okay.
Yeah.
So stone comes out of Tennessee and Kentucky. So everything's kind of right in this area. So made in the US, sourced in the US, and designed in the US. And the unique thing about digital planks is that we have 35 plank repaint. Now, that means nothing to anyone except for when you put it on the floor, it looks more realistic because it's not every 7 planks like the industry average,
Yeah.
right? So it has a more realistic look. Plus, we don't have to weed out or eliminate some very unique characteristics of wood. Right. So we do a digital image of wood planks, and maybe there's some angulary rays, mineral streaks that someone doesn't want to see that every 7 planks. So they take that picture out. And so then they go with these, which makes it a little more uniform. Right. Well, we don't because we have 35 plank repeats, so it really looks more realistic, which was the
Oh, yeah.
purpose of the product to begin with, to look more like wood, right?
Yeah.
And so feel very strongly about what we're doing in that category. In the digital luxury vinyl, we now have AC5 rated products, which gives you a superior scratch resistant. We use aluminum oxide to give us that AC5 rating, which if you ask most people if they have a scratch problem, they usually go to laminate. And you say, why is that? Well, it has an AC rating.
Yeah.
So that, you can go
Takes
to
care of
our
that.
it's made in the US and have an AC 5 rating on two of our products now.
Yeah, well, I last time we spoke, I remember you talking a bit about this, the digital imprinting of, like, for example, the wood texture that you were talking about. How have you seen this whole process, I guess, evolve since maybe I talked to you maybe in the last year? And I also feel like it came at a perfect time, right? Like,
Oh, it
obviously, it's
did.
not ideal to have a bunch of tariffs, but in place, but you guys were already starting to work on this, I think, last year when I was talking to you about it, or at least the
Right.
beginning of the year. Could
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah.
yeah, share a little bit more about how it's evolved and what some of the
Well,
future plans are
Mr.
for it?
Shaw has this crystal ball that he sees the future
Sees the
in.
future.
I don't know. It's uncanny. But the reality was we when Mr. Shaw made the investment of 70 plus $1 million into this equipment, you look at the industry and you say, okay, hard surface is a larger portion of the industry today than soft floor covering is. And, what can we do to go into that market? And like I said, Mr. Shaw's always thinking of innovation, always thinking of getting a step ahead and doing those things. And, with the world today becoming digital, right? Because
Mhm.
people cleaner, clearer images, no matter where they look, it just made sense with this type of equipment to take that next step. And I remember when we first launched this, I actually had a microscope, so you could show film, which had very few pixels in it, and then you could show ours, which had thousands of pixels in it, which
Yeah.
creates cleaner, clearer picture. So those type of steps, those type of innovation, that type of um, foresight into potentially the future. Um, I'm certain he didn't realize about tariffs. I think he saw what was happening in the world as far as that image of creating a clearer, cleaner image. I remember growing up, I was an amateur photographer, and I used to develop film, right? And you go, "Wow, I made a black and white development," and you'd be
Yeah.
in the room, and this image would come up. And today, you can snap 45 pictures in 2 seconds, and they look
Yeah.
fantastic. You can just do a few little things, and you look
Or
like
have AI make it
well, exactly. That's even a step
crazier.
beyond. Yeah. But yeah,
That
so it's a lot of cool things out there, a lot of progression happening in the world in general,
yeah.
and in the industry. I think sometimes you feel like maybe we're not up to that aspect, except maybe in marketing and promoting. But no, from a manufacturing perspective, we are heading that direction as well and taking those steps.
It's impressive too, with how long Bob Shaw has been in the industry that he's still trying to figure out how to make sure that he's on top of it or up with the times, especially in today's world with AI. I was gonna ask, does Engineered Floors utilize AI at all, or, is there any
We
plans to look
do.
into it?
Yeah, we have utilized it for a lot of different things, and it's very interesting.
No, it really is.
It's very interesting, but it helps in a lot of things. We found if you got to have the right guidance to it
For
to
sure.
really get it tweaked to what you want. But we've had some things that we've written, not quite pleased with them, send it to AI, and we're like, well,
Yeah.
really. Good.
Yeah, we definitely do, I feel like everyone does that now. I most people that have a cell phone, you can do that. Can we talk a little bit about Pure Grain? That's a separate thing, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
separate.
so
Okay.
so here's the thing. If you look at our hierarchy of brands, okay.
Mhm.
So Engineered Floors is our parent company, and within that we have Dreamweaver, Dreamweaver Select, Pence, which is our Main Street commercial, And then we have some builder brands, dwellings and EF multifamily. Okay. So that's kind of our umbrella. And that's kind of the brands under the umbrella.
Uh-huh.
Within those brands, within Dreamweaver, we have Pure Color, we have Pure Color High Def, and we have Pure Color Twist X. Okay,
Okay.
which each of those signifies something a little unique and different, but Pure Color is that sub brand, okay,
Gotcha.
of fiber. That is our recognition of what we do with fiber. And it's funny, we've always used an example of a carrot and radish, and we had someone go, "What's a radish?" So an apple, a carrot and an apple. And he goes,
Yeah,
so it's like the carrot compared to an apple. I
gotcha.
never thought about that. Someone go, "What's a radish?"
I know
So,
what that is.
oh, good. Makes me feel, better.
I don't eat
Um,
them, but I know what they are.
right. So, that's the Pure Color, brand, which is a fiber agnostic brand, okay? And then, you step into Pure Grain. So within Pure Grain, which once again, now you're under the hard surface portion. So within that, we have Pure Grain. We have Pure Grain High Def, which is domestic, made here, High Def HD. Then we have Pure Grain Comfort, which is WPC. We have the Pure Grain Renew, which is laminate. And so those are the sub brands under Pure Grain.
No, thank you for explaining that too. And maybe we've talked about this in a previous episode, but it might have changed since last episode. What is your favorite product that Engineered Floors carries?
So for me personally, I'm a big fan of loops. I love loops and soft. I'll give you both a soft,
Yes.
and a hard.
I think last time we did talk about loops for this for your soft
Yep,
surface. Yeah.
yep. I love loops. We have a style called Newport. That's a sisal with tea stain visuals. That's just superior. We're working on some things and patterns that I'm absolutely falling in love with. Every time I'm looking, Angie's designing some new patterns and some new styles. We have some state of the art equipment that we're using to accomplish this, and we're adding some color to things, which is really cool.
Yes.
We had a great response from the CCA members yesterday on that, the
Oh
color,
yeah.
so put into it. So I like that pattern. I like that loop category. And like I said, there's some patterns that we haven't quite completed yet, but I am really starting to love some of these. Okay.
So
Pop.
those to come.
Yep. They'll be
Yes.
coming soon. And
Perfect.
then on hard surface, when we originally launched 2 years ago now, the program, we had two oaks. We had a shell oak and an old oak, but they were
Yeah.
oak. And we've added more species. And one of my favorite visuals right now in our antiquity and cultivate is a washed pine. It is spectacular. I mean, it is really cool. No, it's got to be the right environment, just the right
Yeah.
and the right decor. But I'm telling you, it is really beautiful,
That
just
is
beautiful.
cool. No, I always like to ask, just to see which product specifically. There's so many, that it'd be impossible to talk about every single one on a podcast, but I like to call out specific ones that you think maybe other people should know about or ones that people can go into the showrooms and ask for, and, like, you made a good point that it has to be the right environment for these type of patterns and floorings, like, there's so much that goes into it, but that's the nice thing about ProSource is that there's a designer, account manager there to make sure that it looks good and cohesive.
That's right, and they have that background to help people make the right choice and the right
Yes.
decisions. It's really amazing. Because we have some ash, and ash is very bold. It can be light and dark, dark and light. I mean, it's bold, but in the right environment, it is spectacular. It is really, really cool.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we refer to those as bold, right?
Yeah, and color is definitely here to stay, I think,
I think so
for
too.
a while. I thought maybe, last year when was talking about it a lot on the podcast. I thought maybe it was just a quick trend, but I think people
Right.
are really holding on to it and getting away from that, like, hospital type of vibe.
Right. I think, we're starting to see a lot more blue making its way
Yes.
in, and, I think, one of the colors, I'll describe it this way, is like mint chocolate chip cookie or mint chocolate chip
Yeah,
cream. It's,
that's cool,
yeah, it's a very cool look, and I could see that being used, in a lot of places,
absolutely.
once again, in the right environment,
Yes.
pulling in some of that, near green and, chocolate and kind of, oatmeal tie-in together.
Yes.
Really cool.
Yes, that's been pretty big too. Let's talk about trade pros and the relationship between, there's engineered floors and then there's like ProSource that trade pros go
Right.
to then find the products that they need for their project. How has engineered floors helped trade pros communicate the value of the innovation that we've been talking about, technology and sustainability to their clients? Because
Well, I
it's almost like there's 4 seats there, right? It's like engineered
right.
floors, ProSource, trade pros, and then their clients.
Right, that's exactly right. There are 4 seats and, it's kinda like the telephone game.
I know,
You sometimes
yeah.
worry about how that message makes it down to those 4 seats, right?
Yeah, and it can't ever it's like, how do you perfect it? I don't know if there's ever really a solution to perfect it, but
The best that we can do, and this is we as an industry, is keeping things as simple as possible with simple solutions and simple explanations, right?
yeah.
I mean, someone doesn't wanna, know, "Oh, it's a 10th gauge," "And the
Yeah,
situation is this." Okay.
yeah,
It's funny, "Oh, we bought these new sheets and it's a 10,000 thread count."
yeah,
Okay. What does
that's
that
a good
really mean?
comparison.
Right. What does that really mean? You feel it, you go, "Wow, those are really nice." And
Yep,
and I think those are the simple messages, "Hey, um, you know, this product is, basically, so stain resist, you could actually use bleach on it." I think most people can understand that pretty
yeah,
easy. I think you can talk about, the how we're stylized with a lot of color thrown into it because as people have gotten into, the stones and those quartz visuals, everything else, they're used to that kind of tonal effect, the underlying, those type products. So, you've got that to work. And because of that tonal effect that we have with many colors, you can pull out different colors of that, so it makes it easier to design around, right? So someone
yes,
comes in and they're like, "Oh my god, what can I do here?" Well, here's a product that you can bring out this color, and this color. Do you want warm or cool in your house, right?
yeah.
So you kinda simplify the thing, and I think that's kind of hopefully, a message that we're relaying down the line and is getting passed on, down. Going back to the other portion, when you're 99.6% in stock, you can
Uh-huh,
pretty much count on, making closing dates or meeting someone's expectation on,
yeah.
installation, et cetera. So I think those are all simple, straightforward things, and if someone then goes, "Wow, how did they do that?" "Oh, they're the most innovative company in the industry," right?
Yeah, that's I think a big, factor of any project that people are always running into is how do we get everything done in time? Like, I feel like that rarely happens because
Oh,
of, like you
it
said,
rarely
it
is
rarely
true.
happens that everything goes perfect in construction,
Mhm.
because of we've talked about if you're outsourcing to different having to grab this product from a different country, but if you're doing it you said 99.7%
6,
in
99.6, yeah.
99.6. I say we just round up to 100, but,
Uh, I think it's 100. I think it's 100.
But I guess legally speaking,
Yeah, it's not
99.6,
quite there, but it's
it's
close,
in the
yeah.
United States, which makes it way easier, to hit those marks. And maybe
Yes,
you're
it
not
does.
hitting every single one, but you're getting closer to having, an almost perfectly timed project, right?
That's exactly right, and Molly, the last thing is, our relationship, and I'm talking about us and ProSource.
Mhm.
So, sometimes fiber, sometimes product is coming in from overseas. You
Mhm.
don't really have a relationship with that manufacturer that's
Yeah.
making it. The maybe a distributor is bringing it in, maybe who knows who's bringing it in, but with us, that relationship is directly tied into what we do.
Yep.
And here's my last fun fact.
Perfect.
We have the lowest claim ratio in the industry. We're 5 times less than the industry average.
That is awesome. That is a great last fact to leave our listeners on if they're trying to consider which kind of flooring they're gonna go with.
Awesome. I love it.
Well, thank you so much, for your time today. I'm sure there's so many other things we could have continue talking about, but don't wanna hold you up for too long, and I just really appreciate your time. I appreciate anyone listening, for sitting down with us today, giving us some of their time to learn about engineered floors.
Thank you. It's great,
Thanks.
to talk to everyone.
Thank you for joining us today on the ProSource Podcast. Please like and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast. Also, follow us on social media, check out our website at ProSourceWholesale.com, local ProSource Wholesale showroom for all of your home remodeling needs.